Okay, what's going on, y'all? I already tried to do one, man, and I think I squeezed too much in it because it was damn 20 minutes long, and I'm trying to shorten it down. Uh, Now, Monkey Works has been talking about for several months that the East Coast and the West Coast are all going to be highly watched. Okay, now this has been going on for a pretty good while. Well, the West Coast are not so much worried about right now because we have plenty of assets on that side of the globe, on that coast, from Alaska all the way down. Now, there are all the way down to the tip of California, right at the beginning, the top of Baja California, Baja, Mexico. Well, that is another place to where they are concentrating the nuke sniffers, sub hunters, submarine hunters. They have all types of air assets from drones, terrain following, terrain mapping. It's all 3D imaging to where they're literally taking a 3D type mapping of everything, buildings, highways, the terrain, just wherever. So if we go hot and we have to uh, corral and shut down areas or whatever to isolate things, that's what it's for. Now, out on the East Coast, the East Coast is getting way more activity because the East Coast is closer to Russia, getting around to DC. That is they're not really worried about the West Coast because there's nothing but factories and stuff like that. But our government is all on the East Coast. That's why all of the activity is on the East Coast. Now, right at the mouth of the Potomac, if you look at the map, the Potomac goes in, it curls up, and DC is not too far from it. So that's another reason why that they're watching that so closely. On the East Coast, that's where they are concentrated with all these drones, the map readers, the nuke sniffers, sub hunters, uh, air refuelers. You seen all this stuff. Now, one thing I will tell you, that video of Monkey Works, like I say, it's almost an hour long. Okay, you really need to go watch the whole thing and just soak it up. Just soak it in, listen to him because he talks about different kind of planes. They have different numbers because that specifies what type of aircraft they are, whether it's heavy or transport, fuel, whatever. Okay, well, the East Coast is where our government is stationed, and that is one of the biggest things that they are trying to curtail. Several months have been going by to where these nuke sniffers and actually the sub hunters have been on the East Coast every day for months. Even the Gulf of Mexico in Texas, or at Texas. Now, Florida, they've everything. I mean, this whole stuff is being watched like a hawk. All right. Now, one thing that I can tell you, I'm going to try to make this fairly quick, is Trump put all this stuff into motion day one of his presidency, and the white hat operation that is going on, you'll hear more about them. Now, we are just kind of seeing how things are going to work out. Ukraine and Well, let me back up a little bit. Even on, like I said, on that deal for the Monkey Works, you need to go watch the whole thing because there's actually an aircraft that is Russian that made its way into U.S. more than once. No, I don't know who it is. He never mentioned who it is. Never mentioned the manifest of the plane. Only mentioned what kind of plane it is and where it come from, and what the tail number is on it. That significant. That signifies where it come from, who it belongs to. So I think I think that from day one, like I said, when Trump put all this into motion, there are good people on our side, and I believe that they are cooperating with folks on that side of the planet to mainly help corral what's happening. There are people over in Europe that know all about what's going on. And this movie coming out at this time is no mistake. Okay? If you remember that ever given ship that turned sideways or was running aground in the Suez Canal, I've got something coming up. I'll tell you about that. It was on my other ones and stuff. So there is a plethora of things happening way before this movie came out as well. But it has to do with the ring that is intertwined in governments around the world. Okay? Man, I can't get into too much because YouTube will. Okay? Now I'm right on the cusp of that happening now from what I just told you. So I've got some things to where, like I said, that I will tell you that happened months ago that is kind of why everything's rolling. All right. So watch that whole video. Pay attention to Monkey Works. All right. And listen to what he says because he knows the better lingo. And if you catch it, watch it a couple of times. Look it up and what it means. Because he uses military lingo, what most people will call just a bunch of jargon and everything. But it's not if you know how to listen and pay attention. You know what I mean? And if you know any military friends or what, then ask them. They know. They have a way maybe they can tell you where to look to find out more. So these sub hunters are the biggest issue that they're concerned about. Hold on, I'm gonna call. Because those submarines not only have nukes that can be launched from them, but they also have nuclear tipped type torpedoes. Now, those things can be used on aircraft carriers. You're going to use something on those, you're going to use it on something big. But I don't want to go too much more because I might be able to get myself erased. I'm trying not to do that. There's a couple of things coming out. Pay attention to Mel Gibson, okay? That's one thing I can tell you. Pay attention to Mel Gibson, Tucker Carlson, okay? Because those two cats, I'm listening to them as well. Mel Gibson has been in the Hollywood scene. He knows about it. Tucker, oh man, that dude is a plethora of information as well. Tucker is kind of like the bookworm, but Mel Gibson's like the fist. You know what I mean? And then we're going to add to it because we're going to be that 1,000 fist or 10 million fist nation, 100 million fist. You know, it is our time, y'all. Make no mistake about it. Tell everyone you know you must tune in and be a help of this, because if you don't, you will have to answer for what you do and what your actions that you take now. Not by man, not by man. You'll be judged by the high most, because your actions will speak words for the children. I got more. I didn't want to make it too long. I'm going to try to do another one. Let y'all know about the other stuff that's going on, that Suez Canal kind of thing or what. But this is something to where they are keeping us just off the cusp of World War III. I think that they are literally, our government are literally letting people into our country, and 90% of them that I've seen are all military aged males. Plus, our government is giving every one of them their own cell phone. Now, Tucker, he also said, well, no, they said it's like 2 to 3 million. He said, no, it's upwards in the 20 million and up. Now, they are giving all of them phones, like I said. So when the time comes, they can send all of them the same message at the same time. To do what? Take a wild guess. So there are a lot of things you can do. Pay attention. I'll try to tell you as much as I can. They don't like me. They remember me. So I'll try to do another one. Try to tell you a little bit more. Y'all stay tight, stay right, stay upright, man, and keep your head on the swivel, look around. I'll be back. God bless the USA, and screw you commies, you know the drill. Later, y'all.